There was a little bit of a, not really news here. There was some news, and I think that things have kind of been settled. I just want to take a minute to kind of just explore what happened, because I think that it's something we're going to see a lot in crypto and in Hedera specifically. And I think something we need to just be more accepting of. But I do think on the other side, better communication is needed 100%. So the original story here is on, what day was it? I literally think that this was like on the day of my last episode, which was frustrating because that happens sometimes. There'll be like some kind of spicy news that I miss out on as I'm doing the show. But CoinDesk published an article that said, diamonds are the latest conventional asset to get crypto's real world asset tokenization treatment, arriving on the AVAX network via Diamond Standard, Avalanche. So immediately, every comment that I see on this is like, is Diamond Standard leaving Hedera? What is going on? What does this mean? And I think that's rightfully, it's good to be concerned about that, because we've seen it play out a few ways, right? And like I was saying to Brady and Garang as well on the show, is like, there's a few different camps. And I find that, in that first camp of people that kind of step into Hedera looking for opportunity, not really understanding the network or kind of some of the advantages and disadvantages, and maybe some of those disadvantages, in fact, being opportunities. I think that sometimes we see potentially larger use cases just, check out and disappear. Juicy verse. And I think that, for me, there's a gut reaction, right? When you see, something like Diamond Standard have an article about them operating on another network, there's that muscle memory of, the HBAR Twitch muscle that's like, what are you doing? You're Hedera. What are you doing? And it's very quick to do that. And I think that it happens because, it's very tough to lose a use case or lose a project. And Hedera has legitimately lost projects to other ecosystems for whatever reason. And it definitely takes a toll on the community that are super stoked about those projects. And it happens. And I think that, part of the problem is just a lack of information, because sometimes those projects don't actually leave the ecosystem, right? They're just launching another product in another ecosystem and another network. And I think that going back to what Lehman Baird said recently about tribalism really having the potential to kill this network, it's true. And I think that we have to remember that in the enterprise world, in the big business world, in the institutional world, they're going to be trying every single network out there, right? If a big corporation goes, we need to find some new internal chat software, like they're going to buy a subscription for every single chat software available everywhere and just test all of it. Similar to, we need to find a better way to, I've heard about this tokenized thing. Like maybe there's a way to tokenize this kind of stuff. They're going to try it on every network. They're going to try everything. And sometimes I think that it can definitely burn, communities that are just happy to be here. And so in the case of Diamond Standard, it turned out to be the latter. It turned out to be, no, we're still on Hedera. No plans have changed. We're just doing more stuff on other networks, which I think is good. Like it just means a larger footprint for some of these use cases. And I think that really is, when we look at very complex projects, complex companies, a single solution is going to incorporate like all sorts of different software and vendors. So like, it's not going to be strange to see these Web3 enterprise use cases leveraging like maybe 3 different L1s or something. Like that stuff is just going to happen, and we have to get used to it. And I think this is one of those stories. And after, questioning and different things from the community, Shane from the HBAR Foundation just explicitly stated, all 3 products are still built on Hedera, right? The Diamond Standard coin, the Carrot, right? The Diamond backed stable coin, and the Bitcarbon, the royalty token. Diamond Standard created, all those stuff on Hedera. That stuff lives on Hedera. And so I guess really the only thing is this fund, the Diamond Standard fund, is running on Avalanche. So that's kind of, you know, the main thing here is like, these enterprises are just going to operate on all different networks. They're going to be doing all sorts of different things. And so I think that was an interesting thing to kind of watch. And I think a positive one. I think that initially my response was like, God damn it, we lost another one. But you take 5 minutes and you can look into it and you go, oh, they're just expanding. They're working on different networks. I don't think it's kind of a bad thing. Also, too, like they posted a tweet that's like, we heart Hedera, which this is what really the point of it for me. It's like, this is all people want, you know, like it's actually this stupid, right? It's like, some of these enterprises have to clue into the fact that like things are a little bit simpler. It's not the end of the world if, you know, you do something and people are upset and angry. It's like, sometimes it's just like, we love Hedera, and people go, oh, well, great. They're building on Hedera. They love Hedera. Like sometimes that's enough. That's communication, right? That's community. That's spending 5 minutes sending out a tweet. You know, I think that those types of things from an enterprise standpoint go a long way. And so in my mind, you know, paying a little closer attention as soon as Diamond Standard goes, hey, people, you know, are upset for the wrong way. Literally just they could have just sent a tweet way earlier, right? We love Hedera, you know, and it's like fixes everything. It takes pressure off. And so I think that sometimes, yeah, it's like getting too technical, getting too detailed, all that kind of stuff, I think just gets lost on people. There's another story. This kind of relates. I just want to touch on it really quick because I don't want to blow it out of proportion. But this maybe relates to a few different things I've been talking about. I don't know, but this is something this is a development I'm very, very, very interested in.